Gentlemen, what can I do for you?
Mr. Fairchild, we're sorry to bother you. When was the last time you saw your wife?
This morning. Why, is anything wrong?
I'm very sorry to tell you this, sir, but her body was discovered this afternoon in the Hudson River.
Oh, my God.
I knew it. She killed herself.
Mr. Fairchild, I know this is a difficult time for you, but we're investigating a murder, not a suicide.
Murder?
What?
Would you mind coming with us? There's some questions we'd like to ask you.
Why? Why do you want to question him?
Procedure, ma'am.
I'm going with you.
No, you stay here. Don't worry, everything will be okay.
Don't say anything to them until I get down there with our lawyer.
Don't worry. I won't say a thing. What? You want me to tell you again? I went to work yesterday morning. When I got home last night, she was gone.
And you didn't report her disappearance.
You wouldn't have done anything if I had. Not until 48 hours had passed.
So, you decided to sit tight till then?
I didn't think I had any other choice.
Mr. Fairchild, how would you describe your marriage? I mean, it's not a trick question. You loved your wife?
I married her, didn't I?
You knew she was pregnant at the time.
Of course.
How'd you feel when she lost the baby?
Devastated. How do you think?
There was no baby, Mr. Fairchild. Your wife tricked you into marrying her.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you did when her doctor gave you the news. Look, shut up. We have a sworn statement from him. Then just a few hours later, the little missus, she's found floating face down in the river, meaning you had means, opportunity, and motive. Now, you got something you want to say?
Only that it looks like I need a lawyer.
Oh, baby, how are you?
I'm more worried about you two.
Well, it's not overdose of nobility here. Obviously, there's a gross miscarriage of justice.
Try telling that to the DA. Did you see him on television this morning? He can't wait to get his hands on this case.
How is that possible? This man has worked with you every day for 2 years. He, of all people, knows you couldn't do this.
Politics, Mother. It's an election year, and I'm not exactly a low-profile suspect.
Well, that's all beside the point. We have to get you out of here.
How? With bail set at $2 million cash? What are you planning, a jailbreak?
I've already called my lawyer. He's meeting me at the bank this morning, so we'll have you back before you know it.
I was up all night thinking, what's this going to do to my reputation? And at 5 o'clock this morning, I suddenly realized I don't care. As long as I've got you two on my side.
Oh, baby.
Time's up.
We know this is just a horrible mistake. You hear me? Everything's going to be okay. I love you, Peter.
I love you too.
Yesterday.
Shh, he doesn't need to hear that one.
Finally, I was starting to worry.
It won't be long now, baby, I promise.
You see, Mother was operating under the delusion that Alan was actually going to act like a human being. Now that she's had a reality check, we're moving on.
You mean you're not here to bail me out?
I'm doing everything I can. $2 million is just a lot of money to raise overnight, and it's just been more difficult than we thought it would.
Mother, you've got to get me out. I don't belong here. I'm innocent.
I know that, sweetheart. Believe me, we're trying.
Look, get me out. I can't take this. I can't. You don't know what it's like.
All right, that's it. The show's over. Let's go.
No, please don't let me down. Here it is, just the same as I left it.
I don't know what we'd have done without Brock. If you don't mind, I'd like him to join us for dinner tonight. Nothing fancy. Just family.
I appreciate the thought, Mom, but we both know how the press would portray it. Peter Fairchild parties on his first night free. And besides, I'm only out on bail. It's not as if the charge of murder's been dropped.
But it will be, because you're innocent. Now, about tonight, we can stay here or we can go to Carrie's, and I'll cook. You heard right. Miracles can happen. Baby, I'm sorry. If you're not ready yet, that's fine. Just tell me what you want to do. I'll understand if you want to be alone.
No, it's not that. It's just that I can't stay here.
Why not? In the cab, you said you wanted to come home.
Because this is where it happened. This is where she died.
Peter, honey, what do you mean?
I saw her doctor, and he told me that she lied about the baby. I couldn't believe it. Someone that I thought I was once in love with, faking a pregnancy, tricking me into marriage. That night when I got home, I confronted her with it. And she went crazy. She came at me with a knife, and I just...
Peter. You killed her.
It was an accident. She attacked me, I pushed her out of the way, and she fell on the knife.
So you dumped her body in a river? Why didn't you just call the police?
I panicked. God, even though I did not kill her, I'm going to spend the rest of my life in prison.
No. No, not the rest of your life. You did something terribly wrong. But you didn't murder anybody. It was self-defense. We'll get the best lawyers, and you'll tell the truth. And the jury will hear you, and they'll believe you.
I wouldn't believe me. Why should they? No wonder the DA's so gung-ho he could try this case in his sleep.
He can try it, but he can't win it.
Oh, Mom, please say that you forgive me.
Everything's gonna be all right, baby. Everything's gonna be all right.
Where's it?
Free at last. Free at last. Thank God Almighty, you're free at last. Well, do we thank the Almighty or just Adam Brock?
Alan, what are you doing here?
Well, I may be no match for your mother or your sister, but I do care about you, Peter.
I can tell. Lately, you've really been there for me.
That doesn't mean I want to see you go on trial or rot in prison for the rest of your life.
Thanks for your concern, and goodbye.
All right, it's true. I haven't been there for you. But I intend to make up for all of that. I've got a car waiting outside as we speak and a private plane booked to a safe South American location.
It figures. You want me to flee the country?
Enjoy the scenery, perfect your Spanish, save the rainforest, and someday you might even risk a return trip home, though I wouldn't advise it. Let us visit you.
All worked out down to the last detail. Well, Alan, there's one detail you forgot. I'd never jump bail.
Peter, why don't you get off your high horse and listen to me? Your reputation is ruined. Your career is over. The trial hasn't even started yet, and when it does, it'll be a media circus. No matter what the jury decides, you lose. If by some miracle you get off, everyone is still going to think you did it.
And with all that, you think I could vanish into thin air? No way, Alan. It'll never work.
Peter, the pilot and the crew don't know who they're carrying. I got people meeting you on the runway in Chile with a false passport, birth certificate, $10,000 in cash, and another $500,000 deposited in a friendly bank. You're going to be awfully tough to trace.
If I were to do this, and I'm not saying I would, I'd have to see my mother first. To say goodbye and to tell her not to worry.
Fine, make her an accessory to your flight from justice so she can end up behind bars in your place. No, I'll make sure she knows what happened and how to get in touch with you, and don't try to reach her yourself. You know as well as I do that any direct contact is going to implicate her in all of this, all right?
You've got an answer for everything. So tell me, Alan, what's in it for you?
I'd be lying if I claimed this is all about you. It isn't. The truth is I'm still in love with your mother. And if the trial itself doesn't destroy her, a guilty verdict certainly would. I don't want that. Do you? All right, kid. The car will be outside for another 5 minutes. It is now or never, Peter. Up to you.